Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David. Well, I record this at a little after 1 o'clock on Thursday, July 3rd. Taking a lunch break at work because I'm working today. Got news that the House passed Trump's budget bill. You know, the one that Lisa Murkowski said she really hoped they wouldn't pass even though she voted for it because she's deeply troubled by it. Wow, gosh, if you're deeply troubled by it, why did you vote for it? Did you vote for it expecting that they weren't going to? That's not a good plan. A leader, a true leader, would have said, no, scrap it, we're not doing this. But she got her carved out. She got Alaska people covered on some things, so it's all good. The House has approved it. It will now go to Trump's desk to sign. Midas Touch and others are reporting that, I guess, when Trump was meeting with House members trying to get them to approve it, that Trump was unaware that there was like $1 trillion in Medicaid cuts. He previously had told them, don't touch no Social Security or Medicaid because that's going to kill you in the elections. Well, that's exactly what they did. And Trump being clueless on it? It's dereliction of duty. If you ask me, how do you not know what's in your big, beautiful bill? How do you purposely avoid understanding how they're going to pay for everything? And Trump never shows accountability for anything. So, you know, the minute that the cuts are enacted and people start getting upset, he's going to tell people to go talk to Michael Cohen, you know? Go talk to Mike Johnson. Go talk to Jim Thune. Go talk to, you know, whoever he wants to avoid, blame, and throw under the bus for what happens under his watch. So, one source of optimism, maybe, is that a lot of the really regressive cuts don't go into effect until after the 2026 elections. So, like in the December of 2026. When I've done my reads with my brother, I didn't understand why they wouldn't go into effect in October of 2026, or 2025, because that's when the budget goes effective. Is it end of September? But they wanted to delay it till after the election, so not even October 2026. They're going to wait until December 2026, and then they'll cut your Medicaid and stuff like that, and have work requirements for SNAP and things. Now, for those saying, well, you should work if you want these benefits, a lot of these folks can't work. And a lot of folks already are working. And if you make over $20,000 a year, which, trust me, in the Bay Area, that's nothing, then you have to pay like $1,000 a year on your health insurance. When you make $20,000 a year, $1,000 is a ton of money. You probably don't even save that much, unless you're living with your folks and don't have a car. The other part on it is that you can get dropped from the program if you don't keep up with the paperwork. And apparently one of the things that's considered a luxury item, which might get you kicked off a SNAP, is if you have internet connection. That's considered a luxury item, but you also need the internet connection in order to keep up with all the paperwork you need to file. So it's designed to wear people out and kick them off for not complying with the bureaucracy. Cruelty is the point. Let's look at the energy around the Republican Party and the folks that basically approved this bill. They blame the Heritage Foundation, MAGA, so on and so forth. Let's look at the energy of that. And entertainment purpose only. It's an absolute heartbreaking betrayal to everything that the United States purports to stand for. And the worst part is, this is going to disproportionately impact older people and poor people. And that also, as a consequence, it's impacting rural areas. These are all areas that rural areas supported Trump. Older people supported Trump in numbers greater than the Democrats. I'm not sure about the poorer people, but the poorer people do tend to be in red states, and red states are red states for a reason. Cross with the devil. Yep. All in support of Trump, corruption, the Heritage Foundation, and corrupt intents. And underneath those, the Queen of Swords. And they will pay for this. Our job is to keep reminding people, not necessarily celebrating MAGA tears, but reminding them this is what you voted for. And kind of in some ways, underneath it all, it's like, you guys voted for this. This is what you wanted. You wanted cruelty. At the cruelty, it's a ripple effect. You throw that cruelty out, it comes right back to you. It's all going to coalesce around these folks. In the past, you got the Seven of Cups. The complete lack of integrity of this GOP, but it's also the delusions of the Trump supporters and the MAGA folks, bamboozled by the promises of all the great things that'll happen, and they don't even consider the consequences of it. Current situation is the High Priestess. You asked for it, you're gonna get it. F around and find out. Overarching energy is the Knight of Swords. Although these cuts don't happen for like another 18 months or so. Is that right? Yeah, for another 18 months or so. Things are going to start unraveling quickly. Because probably there's some cuts that are going to happen sooner rather than later. And I think there's going to be a momentum of, oh God, they're going to start finding out. You're going to find out, and you're going to find out quickly. The lesson to be learned is the Three of Wands, the planning of actions, waiting for it to happen. You've got 18 months, 3 6-month periods, where you've got to get yourself prepared for these massive changes that are coming in, and as we start getting closer and closer to that, I think you're going to start seeing more and more of this panicky energy that you did. They're going to start looking around for help. You're going to probably start seeing more TikTok videos and other videos of people needing help. Will that help come? That help may come. But the Republicans' Heritage Foundation, they aren't your friends. They gave you a poison chalice with which to drink from, and you drank from it. Will this help come? Maybe. Now you're asking yourself, where's that help going to come from? Well, as I mentioned earlier, one of the saving graces is that a lot of the worst cuts don't happen for another year and a half. And one of two things could happen if the court cases in like Rockland County gain some steam, and we find out that there was changes in the voting and the tabulation of those votes that could lead to an overturning of the election results. I mean, that seems like such a long shot. We've never had to deal with that before, and nobody knows how that even looks. That could be one way. The other way is voting in numbers so large that the Republicans are no longer in control of the House and Senate, and then the Democrats, maybe they can get together with all the other things that they need to do in a really short period of time and undo the worst of this. Let's see. Will there be anything politically that can be done to undo the worst of these cuts before they go into power or go into effect in the latter part of 2026? Two of Swords. Decisions need to be made. I guess in some ways, it kind of depends on the collective. Did you learn your lesson? Crossed with the Four of Swords. Thinking about what it is, but it may still need to go into effect. It could go dormant. Let's see. And there's the High Priestess. I think as people start realizing what's happening, there could be pressure to do something about it. Let's see where we go with this. Burden, Ten of Wands. I think people are going to start to understand the financial burden that they've now placed on themselves. Strength card, they're going to have to knuckle down and, accept this bitter pill that you've created. You got the Star card over the arching this reading. You want the best for America. You have the haves and the have-nots. Which part do you want to be in? This could also be the collective, realizing that the collective is stronger as a whole than a part. Do you want to be, true MAGA and be out here, or do you want to be with the compassionate people? We had the Three of Wands out there. Now we got the Two of Wands. Planning and judgment. Right now, it doesn't seem like, I don't know if there could be any legal ramifications to delay things. I don't know how they would delay that, but absolutely, it's going to be the voting that finally undoes this. This is going to be the judgment. This is going to have to be people going to the polls and voting. Things can change, but that's how I interpret this current situation here. Is that on that previous reading where I had the Knight of Swords charging forward, there's no knight coming to save you. There's no cavalry coming to save you on this. You may want it. Maybe, and again, the Knight of Cups could come. Maybe there could be a cavalry that comes. But right now, nothing's going to happen unless you ask for help. And it might be us having to help each other out. Spiritual lesson of this big, beautiful budget bill. It's just one person learns by reading, a few people learn by watching, the rest have to piss on the electric fence themselves. I do not understand why these cruel people absolutely need to suffer, but apparently they need to suffer. I just don't understand why the rest of us have to suffer along with them. Spiritual lesson. Ace of Wands, taking charge, taking action. When you take action, you got to plan your next steps. We've got money and legacy, and then fighting the good fight. Once you and a choice to make. It's almost like what choice do you want to make when you've got the money in the money of this country, the wealth of this country, and the legacy of this country. Are you going to sit and watch, or are you going to go out and do something about it? Some people will want to leave this area and go to another part of the planet. Other people are going to stay and fight. Way more people are going to stay and fight. But the fight is here. It's just kind of what side are you going to be on with it. And this is not to slam on anybody who decides that they don't want to be part of this country anymore. I don't blame you. I absolutely don't. But in some ways, it's like, is this country worth fighting for? Is our way of life worth fighting for? And, you can let other people fight, or you can stay and fight. I think this is so completely and utterly unnecessary. But again, nobody's asking me my opinion on that. It sure doesn't seem to matter in the collective on the whole things. I'm just providing annoyed commentary on it. I'm wishing everybody peace and luck as we go forward. Thank you very much for watching this video and supporting my channel. I appreciate it. This reading is for entertainment purpose only, but I hope you found it insightful, and I'll catch you on the next one.